Hello there everyone. Today we're going to do this. This is a frog imitation. It does not have that many materials, it's fairly easy to make, but it requires a bit of specific materials. We need the frog legs and the popper heads, and I have some specially made frog legs in the shop that is custom painted, so this really looks nice. And basically it's a fairly simple fly, but it looks rather cool. So the first thing we need is a hook, of course, and then we're going to use the Arix Light Predator in 6.0 without a bar, because we like pike, so we like to release the pikes again fairly easy. And of course frog is something that pike definitely eats, and this is so this is generally a nice popper pattern, and of course you can variate the color scheme and stuff like that, but I think it really looks awesome like this. And these frog legs are truly cool. They're really awesome. And I like to use them for something like this. They're relatively flat, which does not give the illusion of 3D, but it looks very nice from underneath where the pike is going to see this fly. So I'm not that concerned about the 3D effect of these legs. But since they're made from kind of like a suede or a piece of leather, they're fairly durable and also very easy to cast, and that's properties that I like. So basically I take a pair of these legs and I tie them down so they're on top of the hook here, and I apply a lot of thread to make sure that these stays in place and do not go anywhere, like this. So there you have the legs. And then basically what we need to do is to apply a marabou hackle in order to give this a bit more bulk and the illusion of this being, well, the effect is going to be this hackle is going to supply the fly with a bit more bulk, and also make the transition between the head and the rest of the body look more true and more correct. So I'm going to take a barred marabou feather. These are just an awesome quality of marabou. The only thing about them is that because of these striations, they had to be dyed on there. They can feel a little clumped together, the feather. So simply just apply a brush or a comb or something like that, and then your marabou feather will be nice and easy to use. So I'm going to tie these here. Tie the feather down. And I'm going to tie the feather fairly a long way up the shank, because I want to fill out as much of the space of the hole inside the popper head here with material in order to make it stick as good as possible. So like this. And I'm just going to fold the marabou feathers back every time I turn this. And as you can see, this provides a nice part of the fly that really makes the fly come together. You will see it more clearly and easily as soon as I have added the popper head. Just gonna have to move my thread a bit further up here along the hook shank. And this way it's nice because you can use the entire feather. You do not need to be concerned with the marabou feather becoming too thick for actually tying, because it does not matter that the hackle stem is thick, because that's just gonna make your popper head latch onto the hook even better. So never mind that. I think I'm gonna take one final turn here of the feather, like so. And as you can see, I have a fairly bulky hackle here. That's gonna be the lower abdomen, or the lower abdomen is probably the correct term for this of my frog here, like so. gonna cut off the feather, and it doesn't matter that there is something up here that is without any materials, because it's gonna be nice and tight when I put this on here with the glue. If you want to have a bit more, maybe a bit more, I would like to have a bit more of the bulk here in front, so I'm just gonna strip off some of the feathers on the leftover stump of marabou, and simply just tie this down in order to give it a bit more bulk, like so. That's another thing I like about the pike flies. You don't have to be concerned with how many turns did I use of the tying thread just in order to do that and stuff like that. It's simply just add a lot of thread, a lot of glue, and a lot of flesh, and you're golden. So that looks nice and right. Then I'm gonna make a whip finish here. Cut off the thread. I have made the hole and added the eyes to this popper head in order to make this video shorter. I'm using some orange and chartreuse eyes. This is a pre-made popper head that is custom painted. I have those in the shop as well. They look just awesome. So I'm just gonna see if the fit is nice here, and it is. So about there would be good, like that. Try to pull off the head again. Add some sabagab and apply a lot of that, because you really want this to stick to your head, so your head is going to stay in the same place, like so. I can probably take a little more. Then simply, and here is the time you have to be a bit more cautious, because you want your popper head to be placed there, in the right position now before the glue hardens. So I'm going to add that bit fast, but not too fast. There. And as you can see now, I have the frog legs. I have the transition with the marabou, and my head is gonna stay in place. Then the final touch is gonna be add some rubber legs, and I'm gonna take some that is colored in orange and yellow and chartreuse. I've made this is 5 or so rubber legs that is bundled together, and I've simply just added a knot on each side. Then I'm gonna take a tool here that is a popper leg puller. Yes, indeed, I actually have a tool for just pulling popper legs through my popper heads. It's a quite nifty and nice tool. It's not that expensive, but you know, if there's some place you want to cut back, then probably it's not the most essential thing in the universe, but it's nice to have. Gonna push this through like that. I heated up the needle here, and it's still pretty hot, so I have to wait a second or two before I use this to pull the legs through the head. Otherwise they will simply melt the legs apart. Then I place my legs here. I've made the knots on and pull this through the popper head, like so. Then I distribute this where I want it placed, and well, there you have it. A nice frog. Not that difficult to make. It really looks very cool, but I think there is a lot of room for interpretation and invention here. So with these nice double-barrel shotgun popper heads and the legs, you really have an awesome shot at producing a fairly easy, very realistic frog that definitely will catch some pike. So, as always, you can find the full list of material for this kit in my shop, flytying.eu. And if you haven't already, then please subscribe to my YouTube channel. That would mean a lot. I will keep videos like this coming at you at a never-ending ongoing stream. So, thanks for watching, and of course, good luck out on the water, catching some badass big pike. Bye.